Hey, sixth grade. So today we're going to look at L1, which is dividing whole numbers by unit fractions using a model. And the shortcut is DXW. So let's look at the quick example. So in this example, they have 1 divided by 1/3. So the top number shows the 1. The top model, I should say, shows the 1, and then I divide it by pieces of thirds. Well, I can see that I could have created 3 pieces right here that fit into this one whole. So one whole divided by 1/3 is 3. And that's what the answer is. 1 divided by 1/3 equals 3. So let's go back to the practice. So I'm using this model. I have one whole piece. And looking at my model, I'm dividing it into halves. So I can see that I have 1/2 over here and I have a second half over here. So this answer is just 2, because 2 halves fit into one whole, right? The other way I can do this mathematically is I can keep change flip. So 1 divided by 1/2, and 1 is just the same as 1 over 1. So if I have 1 over 1, I would keep that the same. I would change this division sign into a multiplication sign. Now it becomes times. And then I'm going to flip this 1/2 to be 2 over 1. Now 2 over 1. Oops, I'm sorry. I just realized this is supposed to be 1 over 1 still. I already see I made a mistake. Okay. So again, I kept the 1 over 1 the same. I changed the divide to multiply sign, and then I flipped the 1/2 to 2 over 1. So when I go ahead and solve for that, I do 1 times 2 is going to be my new top number, and 1 times 1 is going to give me my answer on the bottom. So my final answer, 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 1 is 1. So that's just a way to check what I saw in the picture, that 2 over 1 is the same as 2. And that's my answer. All right. So this 1 divided by 1/5, I can see that's pretty easy. It's just 5. After this one, we're going to go ahead and jump up to some more difficult ones. Okay. But really, even with this one, I can still just use the model. So now I have 1 divided by 1/10. So I can still just count how many tenths are in this piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's jump up another level. All right, now we're using multiple whole numbers. So now I have 2 divided by 1/4. So I have 2 wholes on top, and then I'm still dividing across on 1/4. Now it's not 4, because 4 is just 1 divided by 1/4. I got to count all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just by looking at that, I can easily count that that is 8. Correct. Okay. It's the same idea. 2 divided by 1/6. I can just count all of these across at the bottom and see that that is 12. All right, let's see if we jump up another level. So even though I've jumped up a level, it's the same idea. I'm going to just count this. Again, I could write it out and do like I did with the other one. There's not a whole lot of need to do that, right? I could still go back with this. I could say, okay, I'm going to keep change flip here. These numbers, knowing that that 1 is 1 over 1. Keep that the same. Instead of divide, change that to multiply, and then I'm going to flip 1 over 7 instead of 1 over 7. It's going to be 7 over 1. And then just multiply across. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 1 on the bottom is just 1. So just like I guessed, or were able to figure out from counting, it is just 7 as my final answer. So these ones all have models, so these ones are all pretty straightforward. And again, 1 divided by 1 is just 8. Okay. And even when I have multiple models, I can still go through and count. You'll also notice that 1/7, I'm literally just dividing this by 7s. So it's the same. Count those up. 7 3 times, Let's look at the challenge zone. So again, even in the challenge zone, I can still just count them across, knowing that it's 8 over here for this hole, but I have 2 divided by 1/8, so 2 divided by 1/8 is going to be 16, because I counted all of these boxes, and it gives me 16. All right, even when it's as large as 4 divided by 1/12, I can still do 12, and 12 is 24, plus another 12 is 36, plus another 12 is 48. All right, you got this.